Hello YouTube, my name is Josh and I want to welcome you to our channel. So Flickstiq is all about game streaming and cloud gaming, and today we're here to take a look at Vortex. So Vortex is a cloud gaming system from the makers of Remotr, and we're here to test it. So we're going to take a look at it on a computer and on an Android device, see if it's worth your time. How does it play? How smooth is it? What kind of games can you get through it? We're going to answer all of these questions and more coming up next. Vortex is available on any computer that can run a modern Chrome web browser. It's also available as a dedicated app for Android and Windows 10. Now if you are on Windows 10, go ahead and just open up the Microsoft Store, do a quick search for Vortex, and then launch it right here in the results. From here, you can either launch the app or you can install it. Once you do launch the app, you're going to be greeted with a pretty familiar looking interface. This looks a little bit like NVIDIA's GeForce Now service, and the way that it's priced is very similar as well. So some games are included for free, like Fortnite. It's a free game already, so it's included for free with Vortex. Some games require a license, like GTA 5. They cost money in real life, and they also cost money to use through Vortex. So when you subscribe to Vortex, it doesn't automatically unlock every game in the list. You still need to have your own ownership or license for games that cost money in real life. You also have some control over the settings inside of Vortex. So you can go up to the top of the screen, click on your profile button, and you'll notice that you can control your subscription and see where you're at. You can also change a few of the settings like the visual quality or bitrate. You can adjust the touchscreen behavior, and you can turn on performance statistics if you need to, just to get a behind the scenes look at what's happening. On top of that, you can link your Steam account for easy access to games that you already own. Now, one thing that's really cool about Vortex is that downloading the app from the Windows Store or from Android is completely free, and it's also free to run a quick ping test. So a ping test lets you know whether you can even use Vortex based on the location where you live. So if you hit start test, it shouldn't take very long, and you want to make sure that your results are good. If it says something different, like poor or something along those lines, then you may not be able to have a good experience with Vortex just based on where you live. So that's something to keep in mind before you make your subscription purchase. You definitely want to get good results before you do anything else. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a little bit of gameplay to see how Vortex actually runs. Alright, so as you probably noticed in those video clips, it wasn't perfect. So when we tried to stream through the Windows 10 desktop app, which is what we were doing with Paladins, it was completely unplayable. The lag was extreme, the input latency was just something that you couldn't deal with. And then we moved over to the Chrome browser and launched a few games through the Chrome browser, and it was a bit of a mixed bag. So when we tried Fortnite, it felt a lot better. So the input latency was manageable, the game latency itself was manageable, and the only thing that we ran into with Fortnite was that the game crashed a couple times. So we kept getting to the point where it would give us a synchronization error, and I don't know if that had to do with cloud gaming or if it was just an issue with Fortnite. But I haven't encountered that playing Fortnite at any other point, so I'm not sure. We also tried to play Path of Exile through the browser, and it was awful. There was extreme lag, and you saw that in the videos where you'd click, there would be kind of a pause where the whole game stream would stop, and then you'd see your character take a move later, almost like teleporting, and that was consistent, so that game was unplayable. And that was kind of the experience. So it was a bit of a mixed bag. And then when we moved over to Android, it was a very different story. So we tried to play Fortnite again through the Android app on our tablet, and it played really well. So the input latency was the best of the night, the video quality was very doable, and you could play at very high settings, which was really cool. And we didn't have any crashes or anything like that. So the Android app actually delivered the best experience with Vortex out of everything. And that was a bit surprising. You would expect the wired desktop that's connected with Ethernet to do better. And it didn't in this case. The tablet that's connected with Wi-Fi was actually the better experience. So if you are thinking about playing through Android, that may be where the experience really lies. So here's how the whole thing works though. You do have to subscribe to use Vortex. And Vortex doesn't give you any type of trial. You have to jump right in with a subscription. And like we said earlier, if you are considering Vortex, make sure that you get at least that the app gives you a good rating on the ping test. So you can run that ping test for free on the computer, in the browser, or on the Android app. I'd encourage you to try that before you make any sort of purchase, just in case. Make sure that they at least think it should work. And if you do decide to move forward and subscribe to it and give it a try, take a look in the description. We have a link that will take you right to the subscription page with Vortex. And if you use the link in our description, you will be supporting Flickstiq, and we appreciate that very much. You help us to keep going. So that's a way that you can help us and that we can continue making videos just like this one. And as always, consider subscribing. So if you're somebody that likes cloud gaming or game streaming and you want more information about things like that, videos just like this one, we cover everybody that we possibly can. So all the big names like NVIDIA and Parsec and Rainway, you're going to find everything that you could possibly want to know on our channel. So consider subscribing if you want to get more content just like this. And until next time, you guys have a good one.